ConsensusDocs online training webinar. Today we will be showing you a tour of our platform, how to use it, how to get around, how to essentially use it to your best efficiency. I will be your host today, Lynette Nichols, the Sales Support Specialist here at ConsensusDocs, and I will be guiding you through the training. We will have a Q&A period at the end of the webinar, so we will go through the platform for about 30-40 minutes, and we will be able to then, you can then ask your questions on the platform or anything that you have in regards to our system. If you have not used ConsensusDocs, not ConsensusDocs, but GoToWebinar before, you will notice that there is a dashboard system there for you, and you will be able to ask any questions during our Q&A period underneath the questions tab. However, throughout the webinar, before we get to that Q&A period, if for some reason you cannot hear me, or if you can't see the screen or something like that, definitely let me know, and we'll be able to try to fix it up from there. So yes, definitely drop that in the chat section there. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get everything started with our training webinar on today. In order to access our website, as you well know, you would go to ConsensusDocs.org to get to our website. And when you land on our main page, you will see the sign-in button here at the top, also the register button in the search box. That will be a feature that you will see throughout the whole entire site, no matter which page you go to, as well as this tab here across the top, which is our logo, and then these four main categories of our website, which is our contract catalog, our quick purchase section, resources, and support. And we'll be going through each one. Thank you for our newcomers that have joined us. We will be starting the training session now. Again, I'm your host, Lynette Nichols. Also on our main page here, as you can see, this will be a updated feature. Usually every couple of weeks you may see a new banner across our page, and they scroll through showing you new and different information that we have going on here with ConsensusDocs, like if we just released a contract, or if it is about how our new bond forms are free, and also about our free webinars that we have coming up. We'll definitely post that here. And you can just click on the Learn More button, and that will take you directly to the page to give you more information about that current event. Also, what you'll notice here on our first page is our coalition members, our ConsensusDocs coalition members, and these are the more than 40 organizations that have gotten together to write our contract documents. So it's a good thing to know about these organizations for several reasons, of course, but how it can benefit you on ConsensusDocs is saving using your coalition member discount when you are purchasing a subscription. So you can click on that, and it will send you to more detailed information about each of those coalition organizations. But let's go ahead and get started here with how to use our site. If you have never registered here before, you can definitely click on the register button to register your account. And you would just enter in all of your contact details as you have here. If you're affiliated with a coalition organization, you would put that here as well, of course, and then clicking submit to have you to be registered. Once you are registered in the system, you would click on this orange sign in button at the very top, and you would put in your email address as you have it registered. All right. And you would put in your password. Now, if for some reason you have forgotten your password, you can click on the Forgot Password link and put in your email address, and you'll be emailed a link in order to update your password. Okay. And so let's say we got our password correct, everything is good, so we click on Log In. And once you are logged into the site, you can then be located to what we call our dashboard. And the dashboard will be the first place you get to when you sign in. And as you can see here now at the top, it says, welcome back, Lynette Nichols. And it'll say dashboard. And also, of course, you can sign out when need to. Now, the platform will sign you out automatically if you are inactive on the page for a while. So let's say you've moved on to something else, you're doing something else, and you're still logged in, it will log you out of the system. And that is just to keep, your security and your settings safe for you. All right, so once you're logged into your dashboard, as you can see here, it says dashboard, you'll be able to see our quick links, which is has our user's guide, our guidebook, any other contract resources, and of course our frequently asked questions. Our communications center, which will have any updated news and information that we think you need to know about, will be here. For example, if we're doing any maintenance on the website, that will be listed here in our communications center. Also on your dashboard area, you'll notice this tab available here. And it will say, you'll see my contracts, projects, people, collaborations, and then also tools and my information. My information is a great place to go if you need to update your contact information. Let's say your company moved, or let's say there's a new person that's going to be handling the contracts and you want to switch over that information. You would be able to do that here. Of course, you can also change your password. You can view your past orders. If you're a company that purchases multiple licenses, you can assign those subscriptions to those individual users. You can view your subscription history. You can sign your account up for automatic renewal. If you are a person that, come a year from now, you might not be able to remember that we have an option here where you can automatically renew your subscription. And then, of course, in automatic renewal, you need your credit card on file, and that would be where you would manage your credit card. Also, if you are an express package per document subscriber, and we'll go over the subscription packages later, but if you do have that subscription, having a credit card on file would be great instead of having to enter that information each time you download a contract document. Okay, so when you're actually ready to start a contract, there are several different ways in which you can do so. So let's say we want to go to the contract catalog, and we want to we want to get, let's say, one of the documents in our 200 series. Depending on your subscription package, once you get to the area in our contract catalog here, you will see either this View Docs and Select Contract, or you will see Purchase Options. Now, Purchase Options will mean that that contract actually can mean several different things. It can mean that that contract is not in your subscription package, or if you know you have renewed already, it could be that your license has not been assigned if you are a person that's has a different admin for the multiple licenses account. They haven't assigned your license to you as of yet. Or if you automatically renew, then you would need to assign your license. So definitely check that first before purchasing additional license. So here we see that these contracts are available to me as I see View Docs and Select Contracts. So let's say we want to choose our 205 short form agreement between owner and contractor, lump sum. And let's say we want to view that contract first. You can click on View Docs. And what that would do is that will give you a PDF copy of that contract, of course unedited, and it'll be draft. The draft watermark will be on it. However, you can be able to print that document in order to review it to make sure it has exactly what you're looking for and what you need, okay? So once you review that document, or let's say you don't even need to do that in the first place, you can then go to Select Contract. Now, what Select Contract will do is go ahead and start that contract to be ready to be downloaded. So initially what our system will ask you is for a contract name. It will automatically default to the name that we have in the system. So let's say for now, we're going to go ahead and keep that. If you are a new user on the platform, it will default to go to create a package, create a project, excuse me. Because right now I do have a project available in the system, so it's giving me an option to choose a project. However, we're going to go ahead and create a project. So let's choose this as our sample project. And you can name your project whatever you like. For example, we're going to choose this, let's say our sample project ABC. And we're going to click on Create. Now, you'll notice within our platform that there are a lot of these green buttons. And I like to call these buttons action buttons because that means that you are about to do something. So you want to make sure that this is what you want to do. Okay, so we definitely want to create this project, so we're going to click on Create. And as you can see now, it says select a project. This sample project is now available. And we have our project name here, our contract name here. So we're going to go ahead and click on Create again. Okay, so now we have our negotiation in place, and it's all set. It tells me when it was created. It tells me when it was last modified. And if I want, I can rename it if I don't like that name. But this is in this project, sample project, this will be the place where I keep all of my contract documents. So let's go ahead and download the template so that we can edit it. So we would click on the link for the name of the negotiation. Okay. And it will bring us inside of the negotiation in order to download the template. And that's when you could also, yet again, get the PDF copy to review if you need to do so, or you can download the Microsoft Word, and that's what we want. We want the Word document. If you are using Google Chrome and have not changed your download settings, it will default to the bottom of the screen as you see here. Any contracts you download within our system will be available for you here. If you are using Internet Explorer, and again, we're available on all browsers, if you're using Internet Explorer, it will ask you to open or save the document. And you can choose to open or save it. I will tell you to be mindful if you do choose open in Microsoft Word, because it is already placing that document inside of a temporary internet folder that can be very elusive to find if you do not know where it is. Okay, so for Google Chrome, as we use it today, the document opens, downloads down here, and we're going to go ahead and click on it to open it. So here's our Word document. So this is what's great about our system, because you can edit it in Microsoft Word, and you don't have to edit it inside of the platform in order to do so. So let's say you want to download the contract, you don't want to be in the platform at the moment, you just want to go ahead and edit this contract, you can do so. So when you view our contract document, you will notice that each of our documents have this instructions page. Definitely read the instructions page if you haven't reviewed them before. It has some useful tips and information that's in there. However, you don't need to review it per every document, as it is the same exact instructions that we have on every document. For example, if you were to click on this paragraph symbol that is here, as it tells you, there are embedded instructions within the document. So as you can see here, whereas once before in the document, these instructions aren't here. However, by clicking on that, it kind of gives you a guide throughout the document, giving you some useful tips and information as you go along. Of course, once you turn that off and you finish editing your document, that will not appear once you print it. So that's a good thing. Those are just there to guide you. Also in our instructions, we explain that what each color of the boxes means. Red usually means like we're telling you, you must fill out this blank, please enter in this information, and so forth. The blue boxes may be something that are things that usually aren't required but may be needed within the contract. And then, of course, the green boxes are what we call our guidebook comments, and those are where we're referencing several sections within the contract or maybe another contract or just some other general instructions or useful information that will be needed throughout the contract. Okay, so that's our instructions page as we have it there. Of course, once you start to edit the contract, you can delete that first page, which is great. So I will show you that here in editing the contract. You would just highlight that whole page and delete it. So now you're saying, oh my goodness, Lynette, my page is red. Well, what our contracts do is that we will have the track changes on. So this is kind of like a part of the review process. So don't worry, even though you have deleted all that and you have the red line, that will not appear in the document when you are going to finalize it. Okay, and then I'll show you a useful trick later for viewing your document of what it looks like if you want to see it before it finalizes, so you don't have to go through that extra step or process. So next thing you might see on our contract is this logo box, as you see here, and we'll be changing that a little bit soon in the way our documents are viewed with that. But again, that is something that also can be deleted from your contract if you don't like it. Some people do. They like to show who other coalition organizations that help to get together to write this specific document. And then, of course, we get into the nitty-gritty of the document itself with entering, let's say you have a job number. So let's do that. Let's enter in the job number. You have an account code. Let's put in that. And then, of course, you start to enter in the specifics of the contract itself. Of course, putting in all the specific contact details that is needed within the contract. And then also, if there's something that you would like to add within the contract that is something specific to your company, you can do that. As you can see, the system will automatically start to renumber your contracts for you. So you can put in that specific company info, whatever that may be within your contract, okay? Or let's say for example, there may be something that you may need to remove, like maybe this last sentence. You can do that as well. But please be mindful, these are industry standard contracts. These are great contracts. And you want to be really careful about what you are removing from the contract, as it may be something extremely important for the nature of the contract itself. Many people have also asked, as far as when editing our contracts, can you edit the footer? The footer is a big no-no. You are not able to edit the footer of the document. It stays as is, unfortunately. You can't edit that, the header or the footer. We do have people who have asked whether or not you can add your company logo or some other type of information. You can do that. I would always suggest, if you're going to put that anywhere, you can get rid of the logo box here and, insert that company logo here, that would be my suggestion. So let's say our contract is done. We've made our edits and changes. It's all set and ready for signature. So, of course, first thing you want to do with any Word document, you want to save it. Okay, so let's save our document, and you always want to save your document somewhere where you can find it. We do have users who, say, well, what is the best place to save it? Well, sometimes I save it on my desktop in a folder that says contract draft, or some people have servers where they do that. Whichever is best for you, make sure that you are saving that in a good place. So we're going to go ahead and save it on our desktop because we can easily find it there. And we've saved our document, and now we're ready to upload it back into our negotiation area. So let's say you're going back to your project, and so we'll go back to our sample project here, and this is our negotiation that we're working on. Normally, if you have edited your contract pretty quickly, as we have today, this will be still available if you haven't moved away from it. So you're going to click on Upload because we want to put this into the platform to get it ready for finalization. So let's click on Upload. It's going to ask you to add the file. Now we're going to find that file. As again, remember where you saved that contract document. We're going to click on that contract, and we're going to click on Start Upload. And that's going to upload our file for us. Okay. Any contract that goes to the system, you'll see this little loading period. It only takes a few seconds, as you can see here, to upload a contract. Now, this is a short form. The 205 is a short form. If you're looking at one of our long form documents, let's say the 200 contract, which is like 400 pages long, and let's say you've added information and other additional logos and things like that, it may take a few more seconds, but no more than a minute to upload into our system. So now that you've uploaded, you see that it has 1.0 next to it. What's great about our platform is that it'll keep track of all of your revisions. So let's say we have another edit and we want to upload that. That one will then be our 2.0. And, you know, if hopefully, God forbid, you have to do an 11.0, you can still put that in here as well. And other features available is that you're able to share, and we'll go into our sharing feature in just a little bit. And then also you will see, it'll tell you who uploaded it. You can make comments if you are sharing with someone. And you can also compare documents if you want to see what the 1.0 used to look like before you made your changes. You can do that as well. You can also delete this contract and so forth underneath this More button over here. But let's go ahead and finalize. So you always want to make sure you check that button. If you don't check the button, the Finalize button will not appear. So let's click on that. Let's click on Finalize. It's going to ask you, are you sure? You're going to click OK. And just like how before with uploading, it's going to take a few minutes to get rid of all those a few seconds to get rid of all those red lines. But as you can see here, it's done pretty quickly. So let's go ahead and download that PDF. Okay? And here is our finalized contract. Again, the instruction page is gone. We've gotten rid of the logo. Here's all of our other information here. I'll make this bigger so you can see it a little bit better. I got our account code. I got that other information we added in. Here's that specific company info. That last sentence out of that section that we deleted is gone. So yes, and also every contract that is finalized within our platform is added with this unique content secure ID. And what that is that it's an ID assigned to each contract finalized within the platform, and that is needed for your protection and ours because they are copyrighted documents. Okay, so now we're going to get into some other little nitty-gritty little tips and tricks here on the platform to kind of help you get along pretty well. So now that contract has been finalized, it's gone. You're like, oh my goodness, Lynette, what am I going to do? It's gone. It's not gone. It's right here underneath the Finalized tab. Once you have finalized the contract, it will appear over here on the Finalized tab. So let's say for this project, our sample project, we're ready to add a new contract. So let's go to Add Contracts again, or you can click on My Contracts. You can click on Contract Catalogs, whichever you want. If you're in your projects and you go to your project and you're ready to add a contract, you want to click on Add Contracts, okay? So let's go ahead and get another sample document, and let's get from the 700 series. Again, I have the full package on this account, and again, all the contracts are available to me. However, depending on your subscription, again, you want to make sure that you have all your contracts that you need. So let's choose our 746, which is our geotechnical consulting agreement. This is a really sample project, kind of spicy here. So let's click on Select Contract. And again, it's going to ask you for the contract name. It's going to ask you for which project you want to go into. Definitely make sure that as you go along that you're keeping track of where this is defaulting to, because it may default into the last project that you edited, or the one that you just created. You just want to make sure you're choosing the correct project. So we got our correct project, we got the correct name, or let's say we want to change the contract name. So let's say we want to geotech, and then let's say the person's name is Smith, and we're going to click on create. Again, green action button that says create. Now, I know some of you are wondering, what is this download zip file? You would think that would be the place where you would go in order to get the template, but it's not. The download zip file is great for when you're working on, when you're trying to basically keep store of all of your contracts. The ConsensusDocs platform is not a storage device. Therefore, you should be able to keep all of your contract documents with you on your own system and computer. So 6 months after a negotiation has been finalized on our system, for example, this negotiation here was finalized on today. 6 months from today, this is going to be purged from our system. That means the contract that we edited and everything else will be gone. So our suggestion is, once the contract and the job is completely, fully finished, we suggest you do the download zip file that is here. It will prepare it for you, and it will create a zip file available for you to store on your computer. Now, what is in that zip file? And let me show you here. Any comments, the finalized comparison from the standard to the finalized revision, the 1.0 that you uploaded, the PDF of the finalized copy, and the Word document of the standard template that you had from before, just so you can have all that information there. So that's great to have. Once you're finished, definitely make a zip file of your contract that you have finalized so you can keep track of them. Okay, you may have already been keeping track of them already on your computer system, so you may not need to do this here. I always think it's good to have it anyway. Okay, so going back to our 746 that we're working on, like I mentioned before, this more button over here allows you to rename or delete it. I also love this new search box that we have here. For example, if you have 27 contracts that are currently in negotiations, this will allow you to search to find the right one that you're currently looking for. So let's go to the 746, and like you click on it before, as I said, and let's download our standard. And let's go ahead and open up our document. And let's say we're going to get rid of the first page this time around. Okay, I missed a step here. Here we go. If you ever see this restrict editing, formatted editing to come onto your page, that is because you're trying to delete a section or get rid of a section that's not able for you to be edited. So just be mindful of that. Other than that, everything else is fully editable on the site, okay? You can delete spaces, change formatting, all of that, okay? So we're going to go ahead and we want to keep the logo box here. Of course, let's say we want to add that information and we want to add this information here to the document. Of course, then saving our document in a location where we can find it. And again, my place is on my desktop for now. Okay? All right. That is a word feature that pops up. And as I told you before about the document, let me show you this while I have the document open. Let's say, for example, you want to see what the document is going to look like essentially once it's finalized. You can go up here to the Review tab underneath the Tracking section, and you can choose Final. Okay? Now, apparently we didn't delete enough of that page. Okay, so if we do that, and that should delete that first page. So sometimes, as we notice, this is an extra line here on the document that I did not delete. And sorry about that. And so when clicking Final, it'll be able to show you what the document, as you see here, the job number and the count code, what the document will look like without all of the red lines. So, but if you want to see the red lines, you can do that as well. But we want to make sure that we have deleted all of that section there. We've got that deleted, okay? And then we will be all set and ready to go to finalize the document, okay? So let's say this document is done, we're good to go, we're going to upload it, and then we're going to go to, then click on upload, and then add file, and we're going to go to our 746 and start upload, okay? And once we start this upload, let's say now we want to share this with a colleague that works in our office. All right, so we will want to go to the share feature to do that. Now, each person that you want to share with has to be registered on our site. They do not have to have a subscription, but they do have to be registered on the site in order to use the share feature. So you can click on share, and then you can enter in the person's email address. And I think I have quite a few people here. And we're going to choose Ms. Allison Alvinson for our test account on today. All right. And you can add a personal message. Let's see, please edit. Hopefully spelling it correctly. And then click share. And then they will get an email alerting them that a document has been shared with them. And then they'll be able to log into their account. And I will show you what that looks like. All right. If I can spell that correctly. All right. And they will be able to see everything that you had, all the changes and so forth that you made on the contract under collaborations. Recent activities is another good place to go when you want to see what the most current things happen on your account. So I can see here under Allison's account that Lynette Nichols shared the contract. So I can easily just go ahead and click on that to go and edit it, or I can go over to Collaborations tab and see that document that's been shared. And I would agree to the terms and conditions, of course. And then they can easily download the contract and make edits, okay? Or they can upload, let's say they've already uploaded the contract, so they would do the same thing, upload, add files, and let's say they made a revision to the contract, and they would click on Start Upload, and then they will upload. They can even make comments. So let's say they're going to say, okay, all good, edited, okay? Okay, so they have made the comment, they've uploaded their document, and they're all set. So then you'll get an email saying that they have uploaded the document, and when you go to your dashboard, you'll also see that Allison Alvinson commented and that they upload 1.1. Whenever you share a contract with someone and they upload a revised contract, that will be the point one of whatever document that you shared. So if you share it within the 2.0, they will be able to upload the 2.1 and so forth and so forth. So, but let's say, for example, they've made several changes to the document, but you want to go ahead to go in to approve those changes. You don't want it to automatically accept all the changes that's been made. We have a feature that allows you to enable the accept and reject feature on the contract. So you would click on the More button next to that contract. You would click on Enable, Accept, and Reject. Agree to the terms, of course. And once you've done that, you'll see that Accept and Reject have been enabled. And so then now you can go ahead and download that Word document. You have to enable Accept and Reject next to the contract before you can do so. So let's click on that Review tab again, and let's go through the changes. We say we accept that change in the contract, okay? still not deleting that extra space here. Okay. And let's delete that as well. We're going to accept that change, and there we go. And we're going to, let's say you want to accept all changes, you can do that, or you can go through and just accept all those changes within the contract. Let's say we want to reject that one and we want to reject that one because that was, let's say that was the wrong contract number, okay? So now, of course, your document is all set and ready again, and so let's upload this contract back, okay? And we're going to save this back on our desktop and click save. I love how with our contracts you can do everything offline before you have to put it in online again. You don't always have to use our platform to make to upload all of your revisions and changes. You can do all of that offline and just upload when you're ready to make a PDF. That's up to you. I just like to keep track of everything, so I use the platform and the system in order to do that. So let's upload our contract and click Start Upload. And then we are all set and ready to finalize once this is finished uploading. So now you see it's our 2.0 document because we've uploaded it, so it's our next revision in the system. And we click on Finalize and we click OK. And now it's going to give us a PDF of our finalized contract set and ready for signature as always. Again, you click on Download and you click on PDF in order to finalize that, okay? And there's our contract, all set and ready with those added and deleted changes. However, let's say, oh great, my contract has been finalized, everyone's looking it over. There's a mistake, and now you've finalized this contract and you have to go back and make another additional edit. But if you look at the Finalize tab, now it's over here in Finalize, it's not in progress. So if you go to the contract, you'll notice that there is no longer even a Finalize button available because the contract has been finalized. So we want to unfinalize it. So you'll go to Finalize, you'll go to the name of the project, the name of the negotiation, the contract that you're working on, it's SM46. You're going to click on the More button, and you're going to click on Unfinalize. With our platform, you're allowed up to 5 times per contract in order to unfinalize it, okay? If you have the express package per document, you are only allowed 1 time to unfinalize that contract. So be mindful of that as you go along. Hopefully you won't have to unfinalize 5 times, but it may come to that. So click OK. And as you can see now, it's back and in progress. And then when you go there, you're able to go in the document. Let's say we're going to upload again our revised change. Okay. We're going to put, let's say this is our updated document. You're going to click on Start Upload again as usual. Okay. All right. And then what you're going to do is finalize it again whenever you're ready and done. And what you will notice is that if you unfinalize the negotiation, you might think there may be something wrong because the numbers jump. The system tracks how many different versions that you have in the system. So your previous finalize was considered your 3.0. So therefore, if you unfinalize and add a new contract, that'll be your 4th revision in the system, just so you know, and it doesn't confuse you at all. So then you finalize again, and you're all set, and you're not going to have to finalize the system again. Now, for those people who make master templates, if you have this document, this 746, let's say you're going to use this for all future 746 from this point on, now and forevermore, that contract will be the contract that you use. This is what we suggest doing. Go to your projects, create a new project, and so you're going to click on Add Project, and you're going to call it Master Template or you can call it favorites, as we call it here on our site, whichever. You can name your project that, and you're going to click on Create. Because our platform purges contracts after 6 months, you cannot create a favorite from a negotiation that you've already uploaded. If you do that, if the system purges it, then it will corrupt your favorite that you've created. So this is the solution. You create a project called Master Templates or Master Favorites or just simply Favorites. And then you would add a contract. So let's say that was our 746. And you would choose Select Contract. And we're going to name this our 746 Favorite. Okay? Or 746 Master Template, whichever your preference. And we will always keep this negotiation in progress. We will never finalize it, which means it will always be there, which means our favorite will always be there and be intact. So we don't need to download the standard document because we've been busting our tails on that 746 for quite some time. So we have all the information that are the standard regulations and rules and everything that we would have in this document already on our system. If you don't, then you can just easily go back to that negotiation, download that 2.0 or whichever revision that is, and you would have that to upload here. So we're going to upload, like let's say our master Word document, our master template for this contract, and then once it is uploaded into the system, we're going to go to the More button on the right, and we're going to click on Make Favorite. So this 1.0 that we've used repeatedly already, we just want to make sure we have it in the system for future use. We click on Make Favorite, okay? And we're going to call this our 746 Master, okay? And then you're going to click on Create. All right. Once you click on Create, your favorite will go to this section here under My Contracts, and it will go to Favorites. And when you click on your favorites, let's say, you know, I'm ready to start a new 746. You can either click on the 746 Master here, or you can click on Create over here. Now, so this is a new agreement that we're going to make. Let's say, again, for our sample project, we're using a new 746, and this is for Murphy. And then we're going to click on Create, okay? So now within this document, you will notice that it now has the 1.0. If, let's say, you're out in the office, you're working somewhere else, and you need access to your templates and you're not at your computer, you can now download this 1.0 and it will have all of your master template changes that you've added to the system. But if you're at your desk at work and you have access to your templates there, you can easily go ahead and use that there. But this is great for you to have on the system if you're out and about, if you have maybe a different person helps you with creating the contract. It's good to have your favorite saved in the favorite section. Okay, so we've gone over sharing, we've gone over making a favorite, we've gone over refinalizing, which is awesome. One last thing I want to show you is our To section. Okay, so our To section is a great place. Let's say if you have a ConsensusDocs contract that is in a PDF, but for the life of you, you cannot find that Word document. Well, you can be able to compare PDF to PDF here. You can compare Word to Word. You can actually convert that PDF to a Word document, and you can use that in order to, let's say, if you're trying to create a master template. And then, of course, it will put that document over here in your results, and you'll be able to see that over here, especially with if you're comparing Word to Word comparisons as well. So that's essentially how to use our platform from going to your dashboard to using the shortcuts to getting to your most recent projects or recent activities, from going into My Contracts and choosing a contract in order to select the contract you need, and then going into a project in order to create a negotiation, finalize it, and make it ready for signature, as well as unfinalizing it and going from there. And of course, we've talked about sharing as well. One of the other things that listed here on our site, if you are using our platform a lot for sharing, you can add people to your address book. You can hide them if need be. You can show them or show all your contacts. And of course, if you too are collaborating with someone else where you are not the originator of the document, you can do that. You can look under collaborations to see a history of those contracts that you've collaborated with someone. With subscriptions, and then after I discuss this, we'll go ahead and open up the floor for questions. If you are purchasing a license or are in the process of purchasing a license, once you register on the account with your email address, that is how you would log in. It's one person per login. However, we do know that there may be another person that may be assisting you in order to do so. Your account is your information. If you log in underneath mine, it'll have my information in there. So two people can be registered separately on the site, have separate accounts, separate information, and so forth. However, if you are a company that possibly needs multiple licenses, just know that you would be able to use that share feature in order to get those contracts in between each one. I also suggest getting multiple licenses if you are worried about privacy issues, if you're working on a contract, but it's not necessarily good to have all that information out there. If someone else is logging in, they would not see that information as well. So if they're logging in with your username or password, they would see everything that's in your account, okay? Also, two people can't be logged in at the same time. So if you're logged in at your computer but someone else logs in from another computer, it would boot you out. So definitely keep that in mind. So we do have our different subscription packages here, from our full package, which includes everything, down from our owner package, design, build, subcontracting, our owner and consultant package, and our express package unlimited. Our bond forms and our pre-qualification forms, we do have a package that is for free that's included here on our website. Now, those contracts are also included within all the other subscription packages. So if you have the owner and consultant package unlimited, you will also know that the 472 is in that package as well, which is one of our bond forms. So just note that you can't have two packages at once. It's either one or the other. So if you ever need to upgrade, definitely contact us and we can help you with that. So opening up the floor for questions. If you have any questions, please put those in the question box as you see there on your dashboard so that we can go ahead and ask those. So looks like we do have a question here. Let's see if we can get that to show up. Okay, our first question is, so when you create a template, can you change the company information and all the general information, and will it, let's see, will it care for each use? Okay, yes, you can, when you create a template, your template is usually, let's say if you don't want to have to put your company name down on the template each and every single time. That's why you would have that template document there. If you go into your template and you download it ready to edit it, of course your template wouldn't have, let's say you have a different geotechnical consultant, you would change that every single time. Let's say one time is Hunt, okay, and you save that as the Hunt contract, and you will upload that and finalize it. When you get ready to use your master template again, of course, that wouldn't be there. Whatever other is the standard information you want in the contract. So this would be the information that would be the same for every single contract. That's what you would want to save as your master template, and that would appear each and every single time as you have it there. Okay. So hopefully that answered your question there. I'm going to try to see here if I can get to the next question here. If there's any other questions. Let's see. Hopefully that answered your question. For that, okay, good. So are there any other questions that we have? If Debbie looks like she has the question there about your template. If you create a template, can you change the company information and general information? Yes, it's a Word document, so you can edit it as you see fit. Your template is just there to add that additional information that's needed as you go per negotiation. So, yes, with any Word document, you can change it and edit as you see fit. That information is not locked out when you create your favorite. Okay? Any other questions in regards to making a favorite? Okay. Next question. Okay, Debbie again. Hello, Debbie. And you upload it as a contract in progress. That is correct. Because our system will purge the negotiations, and I'll go back to that over here. So let's go to our project, and let's go to our sample project here. So, for example, with our 205, let's say if we made this 205 right here a favorite, because you certainly can. It seems like, okay, I can make this a favorite. It's right here. I've already edited it. I know it has everything I need. If you were to make this a favorite right here, when the platform purges it in 6 months, which would be in May, once it purges it in May, then when you try to use your favorite, when you go to My Contracts and you click on Favorites, then it will give you an error message telling you that that contract is no longer available. So you want to make sure that you have that project set up that's called Master Template or Favorite, and you want to just keep it in progress. So for here, if we wanted to add another contract, and let's say it was at 205, we would go here. And this is just how you start a contract. Let's say you already have the template. We already have all the information set. However, our system requires you to select a contract in order to start a new negotiation. So this is our 205, and we're going to go ahead and save it in our Master Template Favorites. And then we're going to go ahead and upload it because we already have the file on our computer. All right, that's our 205, and that has all the standard language and information that our contract for this owner and contractor agreement would need. And then we would go ahead and click on More and make Favorite, and then call this our 205, save, and click Create. And then here it is where it would appear in the 205, okay? And so as long as you leave that as in progress, do not finalize these negotiations, it will be there well after 6 months. So definitely. Now, of course, if you don't have an active subscription, you won't be able to have access to the actual contract, of course. But maintaining your subscription is key, it's easy, and so that way you would be able to get access to everything. Okay? So I hope that answers your question. So are there any other questions or anything else that you would like to see again in any regard? I had mentioned before about assigning licenses if you're a company that buys multiple licenses, and that is under My Information and Assign Subscription. So if you have a license available, it will show up here, and you would be able to enter in the email address of the user, making sure that they're registered, of course, and then assigning them the license and clicking Submit. Okay, so that's where you would go to assign licenses. Another good thing that I wanted to show you here, I mentioned earlier about the coalition members. If you are a member of one of those coalition organizations, we do have discount codes available where you would be able to get the prices that are in red, which is our member rates, okay? And that's 20% off our retail pricing. And you would be able to enter in that discount code here, okay? Two last things to go over while we're waiting for questions, if any others come over. Under the Resources tab, Resources is great. You can come here to view any articles about ConsensusDocs or contract documents, any new press releases we've done, any of the webinars that we've done. We keep a copy of all of our recordings, like the past one that we did for key contract issues for owners and design professional agreements. You can click on that there and download the recording of that and the PowerPoint presentation PDF that is available. And of course, that is free to you on our website. All right. And also any event that is available, and of course, our ConsensusDocs newsletter. And we are now up to issue number 5. You can definitely come here to subscribe to the newsletter to get more information about contract law and different updated information that's good to have. So definitely check that out if you'd like. Also, our guidebook is available here for each of our individual contracts. That is available. We do have a comparison chart here as well. If you are coming from AIA and you want to know, well, you know, I've used ConsensusDocs for a while for these contracts, but I use AIA for these contracts. Well, now I want to use ConsensusDocs for all of my contracts. Well, this comparison chart will tell you which contracts from AIA would be similar to the ConsensusDocs one, so that way you know you're getting the right contract, okay? And then, of course, you can always get a sample of the contract documents. We do offer that available to you as well. As long as you're registered, you can click on the preview button for any contract that's not within your subscription package and get a preview of that. Now, you only get 3 sample requests, and after that, you just have to reach out to us, and we'll still give it to you. If you want to know about anything anyone has said about ConsensusDocs, definitely take a look at our testimonials, and we have quite a few people who have good things to say about ConsensusDocs here, as well as our project histories. And this is where I would like to leave you here. Our project histories is a great place to show when, where, how, and why ConsensusDocs is being used. These companies have graciously offered us these project histories for their projects about which contracts they use, how they use them, where. They've offered us images here. So under resources, definitely go to our project history to take a look to see how we are being used, and that internationally as well, as you can see here for this contract. And of course, you are available to do so as well. If you find that you've completed a project and it's done and you use ConsensusDocs and it went great, this offers you a easy way to put on some advertising for your company. You know, no cost to you, of course, to just basically showcase your project and how you use our contract documents. Definitely reach out to me if you are interested. Now, before we go, last thing, a special treat for participating in our webinar on today. We would like to offer you a free license in addition to the ones you've already purchased. So basically a very easy buy one, get one free. There you go. So if you buy the full package, we will give you an additional full package for free. So if you're a company that want to try out 2 licenses to see if that will be something that can work for you, definitely send me a copy of your receipt. So my email address, as I've entered it in here in the chat window, it should alert you that a new message has been sent in the little chat on the right-hand side on your dashboard. My email address is lnichols@consensusdocs.org. And with that, you would be able to forward me your receipt, and I will give you a matching license for free for you to try out. Of course, if you already have a subscription package, that's great. Again, we will go ahead and do that. So, did we get an additional question? It looks like we may have gotten an additional question here. Maybe not. Okay. So, if that is all the questions, we have no additional questions, and if everything has been answered, you have my email address if you need me. Definitely contact our support staff. They are there from 8:30 to 5, Monday through Friday, to assist you as well. And thank you for participating in our training webinar. There is a short survey after the webinar. I certainly hope that you have the time to fill that out as well. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.